Hello again, this is Scott Dunn, just walking through a commentary on the book Leading the Agile Transformation, giving some of the background, backstory, things that just didn't unpack within the book, but I thought would be helpful. We're now in chapter 2. We've gone through the reasons for writing the book, the prologue, chapter 1. And now in chapter 2, our protagonist, Bob, is kind of not only recently been promoted temporarily, so he's got to take on those responsibilities, but he's now going to be asked to, take his current project that he took over that had a tough deadline and the mandate is to go agile. So up here, I have this highlight here that this is commonly the management is being forced to do. I won't say forced to do agile because there's a mandate from on high. At least that's historically been the case. You're probably seeing the same thing happen now with AI, but this mandate from on high, not a bad thing. But let's be honest. There's unfortunately this case of everyone's doing it. That wouldn't always be the most helpful. But I think what gets lost in the sauce, so to speak, is that management says, hey, let's do this. And if it is based on, like we've heard of the great results we can get, what were those companies like? Were they our same size? Are they as old as our company is? Are they also in software? Or is it media? Is it hardware, software? Is it a device we're making? Not to say they can't work in those situations, just that the context would be different. So if I'm teaching some kids some new sport, it's very different if it's like, well, we're just playing street basketball, the rules are loose, or we're getting to get you ready for a competitive tournament situation. These kids have never played before. These kids have played a lot. These kids are older, these kids are younger. So there's a lot of things that I think would change. Not that this is what we're, the actual process, but how that process rolls out, who's going to use it, how long does it take to roll out the process, how much support do we get for this rollout. Those are the things I think that most often got missed. My friends, I'm going to shoot straight. The most common response to going agile that I saw was go out and take this 2-day course, and that was it. Not even the other roles. There's 3 other roles, at least in Scrum, that we're talking about, and the other 2 roles rarely got training. Your development team and the product owner as well. Statistically, it's the case. Much less any coaching. So anytime we bring in change, coaching is what makes it stick because now you're having a constant feedback loop on that current thing right here. Here's how you would do it in Agile. I know the class, didn't cover that particular. And again, the Certified Scrum Master class is a basic introductory course. It's not going to cover everything. But also that coach is saying, here's my experience, here's what I've seen, which goes a long way to help support that kind of change. They get to know you and how you work and tailor that somewhat. I think that goes a long way to actually getting ground and getting success. So that's kind of what I see what's happening with those mandates without the context of everything about this, what makes the situation maybe unique or different compared to others, and then the role of a coach to help support that versus just 2 days of training.